So a few days ago, I made the mention of the fact of how we have four baby faces going into WrestleMania for the main event spots. We have CM Punk taking on Roman Reigns, and we have Cody Rhodes taking on Randy Orton. Tonight was the big contract signing between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. And to get straight to the point, essentially what we saw here was Randy Orton turning heel on Cody Rhodes. Now, they started off this contract signing very diplomatically. Cody Rhodes gave Randy Orton his flowers. Eventually, he made a speech as far as, wanting the true Randy Orton, wanting the best version of Randy Orton. Randy Orton then signed the contract, low blowed Cody, and sort of beat the fuck out of him around ringside, hit him with the steel steps, bloodied him up. You have this visual of a bloody Cody Rhodes, all over Randy Orton, and Randy Orton hits him over the top of the head with a steel chair as he's propped up against these steel steps on the announce table, and then Randy Orton sort of poses, I guess you could say, or sits down with the championship at ringside or in the ring. And that's how we end off the show with Randy Orton going heel. Now, I thought initially we would probably see this heel turn at the end of WrestleMania, whether that's night one or night two, presumably night one, with either Randy losing his shit because he lost against Cody and going heel then, or going heel and that's how he wins the WWE title. I think going forward, I don't know how you have Randy go into WrestleMania and fucking lose to Cody Rhodes, just clean as a whistle, because I sort of got elements here of, last year's, heel turn between Cena and Cody. I kind of got somewhat of callbacks with that, but I also kind of figured like I also want Randy turn heel, and this was a shocking moment, I guess you could say, for the audience, for the live crowd. I think, most of us who follow these type of things, I think we kind of predicted that eventually Randy would go heel on Cody. I honestly, we didn't predict it was going to happen this quickly though. But I figured this. I figured if Randy goes heel, you have to at the very least give him a win, because why would he go heel if nothing major is going to come of it? I want to see Randy, go in there and demolish Cody at WrestleMania, because that's better storytelling all around. Who wants to see Randy Orton turn heel, during the build up for WrestleMania 42 and then go in there and lose to Cody Rhodes? Like, that does not make sense. Give me a reason for why Randy turned heel. Give me a reason for why Cody Rhodes could not defeat this version of Randy Orton, and that's how we get the story out of this. Obviously, this is the first week. Obviously, this is the major twist that they want to give, that they want to present, because like I mentioned, there was four individuals in that WrestleMania main event, in both WrestleMania main events, and neither of them were heels. Eventually somebody was going to have to go heel, and in this case, it's Randy Orton. Tonight, we got the official turn for Randy Orton against Cody Rhodes. But we started off the show here with Drew McIntyre quitting on SmackDown, quitting WWE, whatever you want to call it. This was a very, I guess, like I've seen this before is basically what I'm going to say. Like, I've seen this before because we have seen this before. I remember, 2-3 years ago when he supposedly quit because he got screwed over so many times by CM Punk, and then by the end of the week he's back on SmackDown. Like, it just, it's very lazy booking in the sense of you can't really take this seriously, because they're gonna just end up being right back where they started. And essentially that's what happened here tonight, because eventually, he quit because Jacob Fatu got involved in his match last week. So Jacob Fatu came out here to confront him, and then he quits. And then later on, we get a match announced between Jacob Fatu and Trick Williams, in which case Trick Williams got the win because Drew McIntyre interfered and cost Fatu the match. So it's like we're right back to where we started. And they announced that this match was going to take place next week on SmackDown, which is kind of a head scratcher, because I kind of would have suspected that would have taken place at WrestleMania. But now I think that all but confirms that this match is going to take place at WrestleMania, simply for the fact of, we're going to get it next week. I presume there's going to be a dusty finish next week, or some sort of, non-finish next week, which causes them to go into WrestleMania and add a stipulation, because there was, rumors of, WWE, they want to add stipulation matches to add some sort of interest into these stories, because they can't add interest themselves as far as booking a good story. So I would presume that happens at WrestleMania. We also got Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill once again here. I'm just going to tell you guys straight up, I have not enjoyed this build whatsoever. This build is as lazy as it gets. Like, literally last week, they came out here and compared each other's muscles. This week, it was more of the same in the sense of like, hey, Rhea just came out here and said that she is that bitch or whatever she said. It's not enough to resonate with you. It's not enough to make you think, wow, man, this is going to be a great match. This is such a heated match. Like, they've done a piss poor job with this build thus far. One thing they haven't done piss poor build with was the Sami Zayn sort of backstage interactions that we've seen thus far. Again, we had one here with Cody Rhodes where essentially Sami Zayn all but told Cody Rhodes that he doesn't look up to him. He looks up to somebody like Randy Orton, but because he's Randy Orton, right? He's a 14-time world champion. And Cody Rhodes said, instead of looking up to Randy Orton, the only place you should be looking to is right here as he motions the WWE title. And again, we had Trick Williams and Sami Zayn interaction as well later on in the night. I presume that's probably going to be your WrestleMania match, Trick Williams against Sami Zayn. And maybe there's talks of double turns. I've heard that they want to turn Trick babyface, which would be, it's not broken, so don't fix it. That's kind of my mindset when it comes to Trick Williams. He's getting over naturally, so I wouldn't even, dwell on, we have to turn in babyface. Like, eventually, over time, Trick Williams, he's so charismatic enough that over time, you sort of tweak him a little bit, he'll become a babyface on his own. Two sort of non-factor things that I want to mention here before we end off the video was the Bella Twins returned here because they were in Phoenix, Arizona. The Bella Twins are from Arizona, and they made mention of the fact that they want the tag team titles. So if you guys are into that sort of thing, the Bella Twins are back. It's not 2015, it's not 2016. So that's kind of my thought process on that. We also had Tiffany Stratton here against Kiana James. They're going to add Tiffany now to the US title scene, which again, that's very, there's nothing going on really in the US title scene, and there's nothing really going on for Tiffany. So it's very kind of half-assed booking here, like, hey, we don't have anything for either of y'all, so we're just gonna pair you up together. That's kind of what I figured here. And we also had Jelly Roll. I don't really know, after this whole segment was done, I don't really know what the whole purpose of this was, because eventually we had Kit Wilson come out there and confront Jelly Roll, and I don't really know what the purpose of this is, other than the fact of just to show off how WWE embedded with these celebrities. I don't really know. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you think of Randy Orton's heel turn. Do you think it was a good move doing it this early? Do you think it would have been better doing it at WrestleMania? Are you a fan of it at all? Let me know what you think down below. And until next time, I will see all of you on the next one.